Tom kali ini. Oh, ini dia 3 lawan 3 Profesor Tom Haye.
Welcome back at the Haye Way, your favorite weekly podcast with the one and only Tom Haye. Tom.
And the one and only Neil Peterson.
Good to have you back in the studio. I saw a beautiful picture this week on your Instagram.
Which one?
You playing golf.
Playing golf. Yeah, one of my hobbies. I play golf every week.
Yeah, and
since the weather is getting better.
Yeah.
You find me every week on the golf course.
And should we also say to the people, you're launching a new YouTube channel about golf. So if our people are interested in Indonesia about golf.
Yeah, I think it's a fun way. I was a good friend of mine. He played with me in Heerenveen. Joost van Aken. And unfortunately, he got injured really bad. And he quit playing football. And we both also have a passion for golf.
Yeah.
And we decided, why not launch a golf platform? Because it's not there yet. So.
No, we'll drop the link in the description so you can all subscribe to the new channel of Tom and Joost.
And the most people don't know him, Mart, but he's also part of it.
Yeah,
so then
right.
you know,
yeah.
He's a pro golfer.
And did you find a lot of eggs?
I found a lot of eggs.
Yeah,
yes.
During Easter.
Yes, it's a big tradition with our, especially within the family of Bibi.
Yeah.
So yeah, big garden.
Yeah.
More than 100 eggs.
Really? Oh, that's really cool.
And then the whole family starts searching
pictures.
for eggs. I have a picture. Yes. Yeah,
okay.
I have pictures.
Okay, you should show me. And
also, what about you?
Not a lot of eggs. Like my little girl cannot search for eggs yet. But I did something special on the second Easter day. I went to the cup final in Holland. Great final.
Yeah.
Especially
I
if
think
you're
one of
neutral.
the best finals in years.
And I met Dean James after the final. So I spoke to him and I said, it must be a really strange feeling for you, Dean? And he said, Neil, to be honest, until the moment that all the players entered the field, he said, it's such a shame he's injured. So he played every game in the cup. So he missed the cup final. But afterwards, he said, I'm so proud that I'm a big part. And he was a big part of Go the Eagles winning the cup. And also, thank you so much for all the reactions. We did a second episode with Mr. Pak Erik Tohier. On a special day, we launched it. It was the 95th anniversary of the PSSI. So
beautiful time.
We can say again, Salamat Ulang Tahun PSSI. It was nice. I think you even enjoyed it because you saw it for the first time.
Yes.
And you watched the whole episode.
Yeah, of course.
Happy
no, it's fun to see. I think it was a good conversation. So also for the people who didn't watch the episode yet, which is already a shame. Yeah. You should watch the episode, of course. But if you didn't watch it yet, I suggest you take a look.
And you know what the funny thing is? I hope, and I don't think if they will cross each other, but he's a Lakers fan. I'm a Celtics fan.
Yeah, I saw it.
So, if I'm back in Indonesia, hopefully, for the game against China, and Lakers and Celtics are playing each other, I have to watch a game with Mr. Tohier.
That would be awesome.
Today, like you already saw on other social media, we got so many requests after our podcast in Indonesia, after the game. We got a lot
of critics as well.
Yeah, critics that we were talking too much. But now, finally, he's back with us in the podcast. Can I get a major applause for the new number 6, or you can also call him the bodyguard of the professor, Joey Pelupessy.
Hello, guys. Amazing. What can I say?
Have you ever had such an introduction?
I think this is the best I have had, and I'm not joking.
You know, that's my dream, to do, like, if there's ever a chance to be a VJ or in a stadium to announce players, I would love it.
Yeah. That's nice.
But Joey, thank you so much for making some time. And I don't know, have you seen that a lot of people are giving you the nickname the bodyguard of the professor?
No, I didn't see that.
Did you see it?
That's the first time I've heard of it.
No, I was scrolling because we asked, we did a post for questions for Joey. We got a lot of questions, but and then a lot of people said, yeah, he's the bodyguard of the professor.
I like it, to be fair.
It's a funny, the bodyguard, it's a good name.
Yeah.
It's a
Good
good name,
nickname.
no?
Yeah.
I take care of the professor, that's for sure.
How are you doing?
I'm good,
Yeah?
really good. Happy, healthy. If I talk about football, I'm finished the league already. That's quite early. That's how it goes here in Belgium. But no, so far so good. Had a good Easter. Searching for eggs as well. I listened to your story. Just with my daughter. She found a lot, so that was good. No, so everything fine. And I was listening to the golf story from Tom as well. I played with Joost van Aken as well, so that's funny to hear. So say hi
Sheffield
to him.
or not?
In Sheffield, yeah.
Yeah.
A long time. So we were a lot of times together. So we had a good time together there, also with the families and stuff. So good to hear. Everything good.
And
It's crazy to. Oh, sorry
Yeah,
to
you
interrupt
go.
you. No, it's crazy to think that his season is already over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like the games are over, but he's still practicing every day.
Yeah, so we have to, for everyone watching,
Yeah.
explain that they don't have to worry that you're not fit.
No.
Because,
No, of course not. No, we still keep training for 4 weeks longer. So around the middle of May we are finished, and we have every week at least one friendly game. So I said to the club that I want to play these games as well because I need them also for hopefully the international games beginning of June. So I need to stay in that rhythm, you know. So I cannot sit still anyway by myself, but it's good that the club helps me a bit. So. No, I'm comfortable with that. Yeah.
So Joey, after our first podcast, we got a lot of reactions, especially Tom and I, that we were talking too much. Hey.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because people wanted to hear your story, but also we got so many comments
no, this is funny.
about your voice.
About my voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many
Was it
people
bad,
were
though?
saying that you are suitable to be a podcaster or a TV host or maybe even a singer.
Wow.
So the big question.
Can you sing?
Oh my God. Can I sing? I cannot say for myself that I can sing, but I do it sometimes. For example, last year I was on a wedding for my best friend and I surprised them with a song. So
Which song?
Oh, wow.
it was a Dutch song. It was Frans Bauer. Probably the people in Indonesia don't know.
Yeah, but which song from Frans Bauer?
It's called Als sterren aan de hemel staan. So it's a classic one.
But is that from Frans Bauer? No, it's not from Frans Bauer, huh?
Of course it's from Frans Bauer.
So,
Come
okay.
on, I know what I'm singing.
Okay, so I'll start and you finish. Als sterren aan de hemel staan.
Dan sta ik er even stil.
Wow.
he can sing.
He can really sing.
No. It's
Yeah, what?
just,
Have you heard
I like
the
to
difference
do it
between me and Joey? Maybe I'm just terrible and
Yeah,
he's
but
normal.
I think the reactions of the people says a lot because it wasn't like
No.
it's not a few reactions.
No,
we
yeah.
have papers full
Yeah.
with reactions about how satisfying it's to listen to your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but that they speak about singing, that's a little bit strange. Huh? Talking, okay, but I didn't sing in that podcast, you know.
No, they thought maybe he can also.
Maybe, yeah. It's still a maybe, but no, I just like to talk, and I hope you guys liked it as well that night.
Yeah, it was. To be honest, it was one of the most crazy experience I ever did recording a podcast. Like it had the whole setting. It was your debut. It was just so cool.
Too much adrenaline.
Yeah. But what I wanted to know, like, if you make your debut on club level, talking about singing, you always do. You should perform a song, right?
Not in every team.
No.
No, not in every team. No,
Oh, I
No,
thought that
depends.
it
It
was
depends on tradition
every
with the clubs.
For example, here in Lommel SK, I didn't have to sing, but
And you were very
when
disappointed, right?
Yeah, normally I take it, of course. But in Sheffield, I had to do it, for example.
So it's nothing people will do at the national team. But I think it was like over a month ago that you made your debut. After that, a lot of people were searching from who's Joey Pelupessy. A lot of people asked, why now at this age? Why not earlier? But also, people wanted to know, because Pelupessy is a real Indonesian last name, right?
Yes, it is.
So what's your background? What's your relationship with Indonesia? Maybe you can tell a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a real Indonesian name. My grandparents were born there on the Moluccan Islands.
Yeah.
So Saparua is the name. Around the 60s, they came to Holland. They had 10 children.
Wow.
8 of them were born as well over there, and the last 2 were born in Holland, and one of them is my father.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he the
yeah.
youngest?
No, he has one sister who is younger, and then he's like the 9th of the 10.
Big family.
Yeah.
So yeah, really big family. A lot of cousins and nieces as well. So always fun, always chaos in a good way. So they were born over there, and so my roots are there because of them, and also because of my father, but he was born in Holland.
Yeah.
That I can play for the national team is because of my grandparents, of course. So some cousins of me and uncles and aunties went there already.
Oh, really?
But so they had a great time there, and there's still some family from us over there. Not much, but and by the way, my brother is over there on the moment. He's going to marry there. So
really?
Oh, wow.
Nice story. Yeah. With his girlfriend, but more in the area of his girlfriend and wife soon.
Yeah.
So we have especially in these weeks and months with my debut now and my brother who is there now for 6 weeks. We have a extra special relationship with the country.
But he's getting married like these weeks.
Yes, Saturday now.
But you cannot be here, be there, right?
No, that's tough. But they will do something in Holland again, where they are back with our family. So it's more like they do it now for church and with her family, because her family lives there. Big part of her family.
Oh, cool.
And then they come back and we will celebrate it here soon. So that's
cool.
I understand the choice that they made it. Let me say it like this. So that's really cool.
Yeah. You told that your grandparents are from Maluku. How's the Maluku culture in your family? Do you still remember stuff like going to your grandparents where you were younger or with the family?
Yes, to be fair, it was more with my uncles and aunties, because my grandparents they just died before I was born.
Okay,
so I didn't met them in the past.
No,
or never. That's a little bit sad, because especially with this story now, it would nice that I at least have met them. But yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, with my family, always food around, always. Music, always a guitar in the living room. Also my father.
Yeah.
He doesn't play that much anymore, but in the past he played a lot. Also, they were singing a lot in the house, and always fun. And always on Sundays we went to the family, to be together. And we as children we played and run around a lot. So it's the family is like number one for all of them, and that's culture, I think.
Yeah. Is that something, I'm asking Tom, is that something Dutch or also on Sunday going to your family? Because I remember always going to my grandmother who was born or who lived in Jakarta, and we always would be with my Indonesian family on Sundays.
I think I was also a lot of times with my family in the weekends, but probably it was more because of the fact that during the week everyone is busy.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's really like the tradition that we were every Sunday we were together, but also in our family meant a lot, or means a lot. So it's really logical. We see each other a lot.
But if you look back, like I would always remember, we always go to Soest because my grandmother lived there and the sister of my dad lived there, and we would always play games, and we were always like people cooking, and then like. When everyone's finished with cooking, then first the kids could go and get food, and then the parents. It was all so structured and organized. I remember like it was yesterday.
And you, Joey?
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, for me the same. Always eating together, even when it was not planned, or it can be also during the week. Even when we came somewhere from our family, then the food was on already, and you had to stay. It was compulsory to stay. That's in my mind. So yeah, that are beautiful things that I remember. I don't do it that often anymore because I'm not around. But if I'm there, or with important days, or with with a wedding or with whatever, with Christmas, then we see each other a lot, and then that feelings comes back. But it's not that often anymore, like in the past. So I try to enjoy it as much as I can.
Nice.
We have the same with my family in Jakarta.
What?
Like from the moment you're there to visit them, the foods just keep on coming.
It's a good tradition, right? Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is that you could say you had two careers in my opinion, because like you were like captain of Heracles in the Eredivisie, and then you moved abroad. You played in England at Sheffield Wednesday. Then you went to Turkey.
Yes.
And then you came back to my favorite team, to FC Groningen. You became captain there, you know. And now, like after that, you're playing in Belgium. Does it feel for you that like you had several stages in your career?
Yeah, it feels a bit like this. Playing in Holland is like a little bit like the same stage.
Yeah.
Let me say it like this.
Yeah.
And abroad was a different period, yeah. But also now I'm back abroad, but it feels
like
almost
Holland.
Yeah, exactly. So this middle part, like especially Sheffield Wednesday and just a small year in Turkey, that felt like, okay, I'm really somewhere else now.
Yeah.
But in Holland, it was always like, it felt more close, and even Belgium as well.
So the thing is like, how big of a club is Sheffield Wednesday nowadays? Because when I grew up, I remembered Wim Jonk, Gerald Sibon, Gilles de Bilde. They played in the Premier League there.
Regie Blinker as well.
Regie Blinker.
Yeah.
But how big of a club is Sheffield Wednesday?
Oh yeah, that I knew the club, of course, before I came there. But when I saw it with my own eyes, I was really, really surprised how big it was. And of course, you know the name. Of course, I knew like they played in the Premier League, but that it was that big with a stadium of 40,000 people, and the whole city is talking about Sheffield Wednesday. And of course, you have Sheffield United as well. But yeah, it's everything is blue and white, in my opinion. You know, so like it feels like that everywhere where you go, they speak about Sheffield Wednesday. If they recognize you, they know you, and yeah, it's really surprised me how big the club is and was. So for me it was an honor to play for this club, and it was like a dream came true to play in England. And
championship, right?
Was it your?
Yeah, it was championship.
Was it your best or your nicest period in your career, you think?
For sure, one of them. It's also, I see it also in different stages. You know, it was my first time I went abroad, straight away to England. So a big dream for me. It was personally the number one country I wanted to play in. Yeah. So for me it was like a dream. You know, it was like a dream. But in Heracles I had also a really nice period because I came from FC Twente, the rival. Yeah. But that time Twente was playing for the championship, and I just played a few games. I came in as a talent. I became biggest talent of the academy, but it was really hard to came through because they were buying a lot of players, even from the top clubs in Holland. So that period, Heracles came for me, and that was still close home. I was living at my parents, so for me it was a good step just to make minutes in the Eredivisie. Yeah. That was for me also a really good period because that was the first time I really played a lot of games in the first team and in the highest level in Holland. And for my development, I think that was the best part of my career. Yeah. And from there on, the rest followed. And I have to say it was also a nice time because we reached the Europe League or the qualifications. We got sixth in the league. So it was a special time. And
against
we had a really good team.
The Portuguese team, right?
Exactly, Arauca.
Arauca,
yeah. Wow. So Sheffield was more like a dream came true, and I think Heracles was like the best step in my career. And of course, I grew up at FC Twente and made my debut there and played even in the Europe League when I was 19 years old. So that was also really special. But it was really hard to came through in the first team because the other players were better and more further than me. Simple as that.
Then you made a good step. You know, you see a lot of times with talents. Yeah. Like you can be a big talent, but everything is also a little bit about timing. you know? And
Yeah.
if you're a big talent, but you don't get the minutes
True.
on the moment you are ready,
Yeah.
it's just like you lose those years
Yeah.
Yeah.
not playing
Exactly.
on the level you should. So
I
sometimes
agree that totally because I first had like a youth contract, an academy contract at Twente, and then after 1 year, because I played some games in the first team, I signed a new contract. It was like 3 years plus 1 year option, so like quite a big contract for a young player. But after 1 year, I how you say this, released it, or
Yeah.
I broke it and went to Heracles because I was thinking like I need minutes, you know. I didn't care about the contract and this kind of situations. I was just thinking I need to play, I need to
But that's
develop.
really good, man.
And yeah,
I think
of course you can
did-
make a mistake if you do that, but
Yeah.
if I look back, it was maybe one of my best decisions.
So I think you played 3 years at Sheffield.
3.5, yeah.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah. So do you share this experience? There are a lot of guys now at Timnas who play in the championship, right?
Yes. That's nice to see.
Yeah. But do
Ola,
you
of
share
course.
your experience also with them? Do you talk with them over the league?
I talked with them a bit. Yeah, we talked about how big the league was
Yeah.
and yeah, how tough it is as well, how many teams you have, how many games, especially with the cup games. So yeah, if you play a lot of games, you can make 50 games sometimes in the season.
Yeah, it's
That's
unbelievable.
crazy.
it's
So,
not the same as in Lommel.
no, it's the opposite. It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's.
I have to say, if
yeah.
we reach the playoffs in Belgium, then we play also till the end of May. But
Yeah.
yeah, when I stepped in January, it was already not going well, so the chance was not big to reach the playoffs.
No, and I think like for me it was a really special game, like getting promoted with FC Groningen, because for the people to tell Groningen got relegated.
For the first time in history. Right?
Yeah, but like that season was crazy. The stadium was put on fire. The fans were really a pain in the ass, you know, for everyone. They were not supporting the team, and then there came a new manager, and then we were not performing in the second league, and then suddenly the change came, and then it was just crazy. The promotion game. So it's strange to explain it to the people in Indonesia, but what happened? Like. It was, I think, not the last game, the game before. You guys were playing at Telstar, and Rode JC, they were already finished, and they thought that Groningen had lost. So they were already celebrating that they got promotion.
Yeah, that's
Remember? The stadium speaker said, "We are going back to the Eredivisie!" And everyone's on the field, and then Groningen scored.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Sorry guys, I made a mistake. We're not promoted. We have to play next week at FC Groningen."
Yeah, the last game of the season.
Yeah, last game of the season. 20,000 people in a Groningen stadium. I think one of the best atmospheres ever that Groningen had
And
experienced.
Groningen needed to win.
Yeah.
And the other team,
But
Roda,
Joey,
they could
there
draw,
was
but-
no chance that Groningen was going to lose that game, right?
No, it
it's
was
easy
so-
to say, but it's true.
No,
To be
like
fair,
the atmosphere, what happened the week
Yeah.
before.
It's about the week before, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We played that game. We had to play Telstar away, and it was maybe the worst game of our season. And I think before that we didn't lose from November or
true.
December somewhere.
Yeah.
So we had a really good row, and that's why we end up that high in the league. Because in October we are still 13th. So we started even that season really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were playing that game and it was really bad. I think after 3 minutes we came 1-0 down, and it looked like that Telstar was playing like Barcelona. You know, everything went well. They created a lot of chances. We were thinking how we get a result over here. You know, everybody was like stressing, and we had to take 1 point at least to play the final next week. And it was 90 plus already, 90 plus 5, and Tika de Jong it was. He just was thinking, I just put one more cross in, and then we see what happens, you know. And then was a header from striker Tom van Bergen, really slow. It went in the top corner.
That's amazing.
And we were celebrating like we won the Champions League final. You know? It was so important, but we didn't see it coming anymore. And we talked about it after, like, did we still believe in it? And everybody said, nah, the last 10, 15 minutes, we were thinking it's gone. The season is over. And that was even more worse because then we had to play next week the game against Roda, but they were promoted already.
Yeah,
and
they were celebrating.
We played for nothing. Yeah,
it's so
you know?
crazy.
So, and for us was like even just an hour after the game or something, we just saw the videos and the reactions from them that they were celebrating. And that was for us the moment, like in the bus, I remember like, okay, next week this is our game, 100%.
Nah, it's a historic way to get promotion.
Yes.
So what I heard is like playing now in Belgium. You met Nainggolan a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's true.
Yeah. Did you know that he played in Indonesia?
Yes, I knew that. Because I cannot remember, but at the national team, someone said it to me. Yeah, that he played for 5 months or for 6 months.
Yeah.
Is that true? Yeah. So I knew it. Probably because we spoke about that we had to play them after our national team week.
Yeah.
So was funny. So like during the game, like after 20 or 30 minutes, he said to me like in Dutch, like, "Hey, how was Indonesia?" Yeah, really, really, really. So I had to laugh. I said, "Yeah, it was a great experience. I'm still recovering from it, in a good way." And he was laughing. He said, "Yeah, what? I knew you made your debut, and it was really short, but that was
that's
that's
so
funny.
cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That,
But
that's
you know
really
he
nice.
has a connection with Indonesia. He's a diaspora player.
Yes. I knew a bit from him, and
Yeah.
so that was funny. So after the game, I asked him like, "How was your time in Indonesia?" And he said, "Yeah, it was really nice, and I wish you all the best." It was short, but it was funny that he recognized it because he's such a big player, So
A
a lot of
crazy
respect.
player.
I met him when the home game against Vietnam in the previous stage.
Yeah.
The first game I couldn't play, and he was with us in the stands.
Really?
Yeah. So I was with
Oh, I didn't know
with
that.
Ragnar. We couldn't play yet, or
Yeah.
Mangoon. So we spoke with him for a while.
But he's a crazy player, eh? If you see his career, he had a
What a career.
yeah.
Yeah, and then also playing in Indonesia, he played for Roma, Inter.
Yes, Inter.
In Belgium, he played for Antwerp, for many teams. Yeah, crazy. But
Crazy career.
so funny that he said, "Hey, how was your debut?" So talking about your debut, when was the first time people reached out from the PSSI to you to say, "Hey, Joey, are you interested?"
Yes, that was. I got a call from the coach, Patrick Kluivert. That was end of January somewhere, middle end of January.
Yeah.
I just went to Lommel, so everything went quick for me because the coach I knew already from FC Twente at that time. In young FC Twente, we became champion together.
Oh, really? He was your coach?
Yes, he was my coach before.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't
You
know
didn't
that
know?
either.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
That time was like Monday night was the league for under 23 teams. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
like a small Eredivisie. And there we became champion together. So I knew him from when I was 18 years old. So that's 12, 13 years back.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I knew him for a long time. And it's not that I spoke to him a lot, but sometimes, for example, with promotion of Groningen, he sent me a message like, "Hey, congratulations."
Really?
So it was just like a small contact always, but nothing more than that. But I know him really good, of course. And when was he? I think in December they announced him. No?
Yeah. This end of December, beginning of January, somewhere around.
I think it was December. Anyway, so that popped up, and
so you texted him?
To my wife. No, I didn't say anything. But first, I said to my wife and my father, like, should he call me or not? But more as a joke, and then like when I was 1 week here in Lommel, and I received a message from him like, "Joey, can I call you?" And I said, "Of course."
You thought 1 + 1 is 2?
Yeah.
1 + 1 is 2. So that was special, to be honest, because he always treated me in a good way, and he was also the person who put me on the number 6 position in FC Twente, because first they were always saying like, we need to put him maybe central defender or even right back, but I never wanted to play right back. And he had a little bit discussion with the head of the academy in Twente, like, no, we need to put him on number 6. I put him on the 23s for sure on number 6. And from that time, I never played on a different position anymore. So yeah,
he's really important
he had
for
a big impact.
Your career.
Yeah, he had a big impact on my career. I think he said it also in the press conference with Ole Romani after the game. He spoke about this. You can see it back. So that was nice from him. And so he called me first, and it was really short, like, "Are you interested?" And the federation wants to speak to you as well.
Yeah, has he changed as a coach, or do you still see the same things?
For me as a person, he's 100% the same. He's always so humble. He's always how you say that, close to the players, nice guy. and he's a big coach, of course, you know. And that I remember that time in the second team of FC Twente when he came in. Everything what he was saying, we believed him because he was so big, you know, and he came in Twente. You know, that was for us like a big surprise. But I think as a person, he never changed. He's so humble. He's so good for a group. He's nice, you know. So I cannot say anything negative about him. To be fair,
I think a good example to describe him also a little bit is after the game against Bahrain when we won.
Yeah.
Then after some guys talked and said some things, and it's not over, and we continue. Yeah. But we also a little bit, thank everyone and also say goodbye already, because from that moment, everyone is flying back to everywhere, like in the night, in the morning. So it's hard. Yeah. Some guys you don't see anymore. And then one of the things he said, like in the group, he said, thank you for everyone, and just one thing, no matter what, like if you want to talk about football, or if there's something personal or anything, you can always call me.
Hey, that's really nice. Wow.
But that's him, honestly, that's him. He's in the middle of the group. He was at that time, and I still see it. Okay, it's a little bit different now, maybe because it's national team, but he's still the same person.
But you don't hear this a lot, right? That a coach says this.
No, not like this. Maybe like you can feel sometimes with coaches.
Of course, you have a connection, right?
Yeah, you can talk, but I think that's also one of the messages he put out, like from the start in the group, like we're in this together, and I'm also one of you guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little bit. How Joey describes it.
You say it right. I think that's a quality of him.
Did it take a while to recover from your insane trip to Australia? There's no direct connection from Lommel to Sydney, right? Lommel Airport.
No, I went to Brussels. To be fair, not physically, not that much, because
really
most of the times, no, it was more mental. You know, I mean it positive, because when I came back, I was still like for 1 or 2 weeks, I was still in this
roller coaster
situation and in these games and in how nice it was. And of course, I spoke with everybody about it all the time, day by day.
And you smile a lot, eh? You smile a lot. So you were only smiling the whole time. Yeah.
That's the system. That's just that I cannot change that.
No, but like, so it took a couple of weeks to get used to the life back here in Belgium, right?
Not the life, but more like to change again to I'm here now in Belgium and let's go for Lommel. And it's not that on the pitch I don't have to change, but it was more like, you know, there we all the people were seeing us, everybody was on us, everybody was supporting us. And when I came back in Lommel, it felt like really quiet or something, you know. So I just went when I came back, we were off that day. And I just walked in the center and went for a coffee with my AirPods in and called a bit. And I was thinking, okay, this is the other side again. But no, all good.
So it's the first time you guys played together, the game against Bahrain. What do you guys do? So you hear, okay, you guys are going to play together in the midfield. Is there something you have conversations about, like, or is that?
I think a lot of players do that maybe when they play with each other for the first time, especially if you have to play on the midfield together. It's really close, of course.
Yeah.
But also Joey already has a lot of experience, so it's not like that we need a lot of conversations to know from each other maybe what we want. But it's always good. And we had some small things, maybe like positioning wise, if I'm higher on the pitch, that I know he will cover me, or how we want certain balls.
I love this kind of for you. These are simple, small stuff, but this is what I'm exactly asking for. You know, so if you pressure, that you know where Joey is, and if Joey goes, that you stay behind.
Yeah, I think we have a good connection on the pitch. Like, you know, for example, someone wants to give pressure, and you just feel like the other one is joining me, or he has my back. And on the other hand, sometimes it's about positioning when we have the ball. Like, if I see Joey coming, I know I have to make space. So it's for us, I don't think those are the biggest things, but it's just small details.
Yeah, he's saying it right, I think.
Yeah.
I remember in the game against Bahrain, we had a few times like what he's saying, like, we need to go more up or down. And then I said to him, Tom, maybe we have to stay on this moment. And he said, no, we need to go up. But that's a little bit, I see it as fine tuning, like the first time we played together, but still, it went for me really automatically, and that's a positive thing, but it are small details that can help a lot. Left, right, up, down, and exactly what he's saying. If Tom was asking the ball, then I make space. And if I was getting it, I see him moving like, where I can get it, or should I stay close to him because they press high? Sometimes you need each other as well. But it went quite automatically.
But I think I think the younger generations, or I have the feeling they talk less and less. You see it a lot of times with guys who have more experience.
Yeah.
They know how much those small things can help you.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
To make sure you don't get in trouble. It's all about, a lot of times you solve things by talking to each other. And not letting them happen.
But this is exactly why I ask. It's the details what makes the difference in a game. Especially when you're playing for the first time together. And of course, you guys are both intelligent. You both think a lot about the game, about where should I stand? What should we do? Should we press? Should we defend? But I think it's a good example that you said about that talking makes the difference.
Yeah, and I think I think especially the young guys sometimes underestimate how much just talking can help.
But it's also experience, I think. Or were you always a talker, even when you were younger in the field?
Yeah, I think I was always a talker. But it's a good example is a lot of times. Sometimes I go to a young player, and for example, I see him struggling, and then I tell him like, did you ask the player around you to help you, or how he can help you? Or sometimes if you see someone else struggling in front of you, did you coach him or tell him, I have your back, I'm right of you, left of you? And then a lot of times the answer is no. So those are the details that can make a big difference.
But I think this is so cool because you both, you've been a captain, of course, Joey, at several teams, but it's a new phase in your life, that you're not the young kid anymore. You have a lot of experience and, that you can help other players because you've all been in the same position, and you would love to have a guy, an older teammate coming up to you. Hey, do you need any help, or can I help you with something?
And also sometimes, and that part I sometimes forget, is also that some players are already like just busy enough with trying to handle
that's true,
their own game. So
that's true.
If I ever can come back as a player, I would love to come back with a player who never thinks about situations but just plays full out of like how he's feeling, without you have players like especially attackers, of course they have a little bit like instructions they get, but most of the time they just leave them alone, and just what they come up with, they're so creative. I think that's amazing.
For me, that's the worst, probably.
Yeah, because
but that's why they play there. That's why they play there.
Because you're always the thinker. That's why they called you in Indonesia the professor. But I mean, like at the level I played, so different level, I was always the same like you, always thinking tactics. All right, should we press? Should we get back? But if I ever could start a new career, I would love to be a guy without thinking and just playing.
Yeah, sometimes it would be nice to not think so much.
Yeah, but you think so much, right?
But the problem also for team, especially nowadays, like maybe if you look at the big players, the big attackers, who make the difference every week, then you would say, that guy I want in my team. But nowadays, just being creative and wait for the balls to come up front, it just doesn't work like that anymore.
No,
if you really want a good structure or like get results, the whole team has to work.
Well, you see it at the big teams now, how much energy and effort they put in, even the attackers.
Yeah, I think football changed a lot also in that.
Yeah.
When we were younger, people, especially the attackers, I think they were way more free.
I was just,
100%.
I was reading an article about Ajax this year and Liverpool. That you even see the attackers from Ajax and Liverpool getting back. Getting back.
Yeah.
But they're really back.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. But it's also a mindset to say that to players. So, question for you, Joey. You were on your own in Indonesia the last time, and then I think we discussed it already in the podcast. Maybe like in June, you want to take your wife or maybe some other family members. Have you already discussed it?
Yes, a lot. A lot.
Still going on.
So
had a lot of meetings.
No. I think it's quite clear. My wife and the 2 kids, I think they are coming.
Oh,
so
wow.
I hope they can come, but they will organize it, and my father as well.
Wow.
My mother is a little bit afraid for flying that kind of distances. So
my parents said the same.
I know that from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I last June.
Yes.
It was the first time ever they flew outside Europe. And
I understand that situation.
And
my mother is the same.
And this year they are coming again.
So how did you convince your parents? Because maybe you can help Joey.
I didn't convince them because I know them. So I said to them, of course it's beautiful if you are there, but I'm not.
No, true.
If they're not comfortable with it, I respect that. But they thought we need to come, and for them it was the best choice ever. And now they're
coming this summer, right?
They're coming again.
They're traveling this summer, yeah.
Yeah, my sister is joining for the first time also.
Oh, so cool.
So
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's special. Yeah, and what Tom is saying, I totally agree. I cannot push them.
No.
My father will go now, but they flew the first time when I went to Sheffield. That was the first time ever they were flying to Sheffield, and that was just 1 hour, and that felt then like go to Sydney,
It's 20 times as long as going to Sheffield. You can tell your parents.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I don't want to push my mother because I know she really doesn't like it, so she needs to decide by herself. But so I'm more than fine. She needs to be comfortable.
But
it's not about me.
For sure, there's a big crew coming.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I meant for
from my side, you mean? Sorry,
but also from your side.
Yeah, also
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Is that not like for more players that they can bring their family right now because it's after the season and maybe go on a holiday after the game after Japan?
I don't know. There are a lot of players also who have a lot of family over in the past.
Yeah.
With the past games. I think it's just different.
Yeah.
It's all about timing and when it's possible to come.
Yeah. So it's I think over a month away. The game against China is going so fast. It feels like yesterday the game against Bahrain. Do you guys already know, like when you guys are getting together about? I think Mr. Tohir said in the podcast that maybe there's a chance that you guys can be a little bit longer together than the last time.
Yes, which is also nice.
Yeah.
Because especially the first game against Australia, it was really a roller coaster with everyone coming in at different times. So we know we have a training camp on Bali.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's nice to have some more time together before the first game. So that's about it.
So the training camp in Bali is why Bali instead of Jakarta?
You should have asked.
Mr. Tohir.
Yeah, good question.
That's a good question. Maybe when I see him, I can ask him. Every time I feel like that I'm repeating myself, but every time we have a guest, I said we got so many questions. We opened already with the nickname, the bodyguard. We got a lot of questions about the singer, Joey Pelupessy. We will also ask you some already are answered. But Trista Antaniana asked, if football didn't exist, what would you be doing right now?
The answer was given already,
Yeah.
Trying to sing or
trying to sing, yeah.
And, No, but making podcasts and this kind of things, I would love to do as well. What you guys are doing, yeah, that's I like that. And radio, this kind of things that always interested me as well.
Oh, cool.
Radio
I never did something
Pelupessy.
with
Hey.
Who knows? But yeah, something like this or working in sports, for example. My brother's personal trainer, for example. I would like that as well, but something with the voice sounds better, I think.
The voice.
Yeah, because we had one question here also from Demi Oraf. Do you ever think of making your own podcast or ASMR content? Your voice is so soothing. I swear, there's so many.
So ASMR, you have to explain, is like that people get special feelings by hearing
Sounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
For
this was never in
example,
my mind, to be fair.
you have all different kind of categories, but for example, people will eat meals without talking, but just to hear them eat.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But also
people become happy.
Tell stories.
Yeah.
Because people think it's nice to listen to their voice. It can be in many different ways.
So we just there's a new business idea for you.
Yes. Thanks for that. Also, thanks for all the questions. They give me compliments, by the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all positive. So,
But own
No,
podcast
something
or
like this I
ASMR
would like.
content?
then it would be more like podcast or this way.
Joey's story every night at 10 o'clock.
Storytell you have here.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. So, this is a good one because I think I've said it to you so many times. Heights Jenna, she asked, "You're such a positive person. How do you always try to be positive in every situation?"
I think that's also character. I think it's also how my parents give me lessons, from the start. Like, try to be positive, try to be grateful, even with small things. Just be happy and be humble. And I connect that with a lot of positivity wherever I've been, So that's a little bit in the system, and I believe in that as well. If you always be positive, if you always work hard as well, you get it back in a positive way sooner or later.
But it's so funny to
that's
see
also
because sometimes you think that people are like pretending to be positive and smiling, but I think the first time I met you, you were playing at Heracles in 2016. You were a guest on our show, and I think we said to each other, we said, "This guy is so happy and so positive." And now, like 9 years later, 2025, it's the same. You're just
it's not an act or something.
No.
When I came to FC Groningen, the assistant coach were also saying like, "Are you always like this?" I said, "Yeah, we will see.
That's very cool.
If it would be an act, it would be like really tough to keep it up.
Yeah,
exactly.
Every day, eh?
Yeah. Would have cost a lot of energy.
A lot of energy, yeah. No, it's not like this. And no, let's say it like this. Most of the time, I'm positive, and I try to look positive to every situation.
Pausio asks, any culture shock when you were in Indonesia?
Culture shock. No, not really, to be fair. It was more the traveling that was new for me. This kind of distances, but I said this already.
Yeah.
The only thing a little bit. Because,
you know it.
Yeah, it's
what?
Just the first days in Jakarta on training. He told all the time.
Oh, yes,
the climate.
Yes.
The climate.
Oh, yeah. I said, Tom, I cannot breathe, man. I cannot breathe. We did, because I didn't play against Australia, we had to do like 4 against 4 games, this kind of thing, and some runnings.
In that climate, 4 against 4?
Oh my God. I was looking around. I was saying to the guys, "Hey, I cannot breathe. What about you?"
And I said to him all the time. I said to him, you will get used to it.
Give it a few days.
And prepare yourself mentally, because in the stadium it's gonna get 3 times worse.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, if that's a good thing for Tom. That I still remember that it was really hard to breathe like deep, But okay, I handled it in the game, so I'm more than happy.
But like the thing is, after the game when we met in the hotel, I could see your face that it was so intense.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
100%. It took days for me that it went out of my head, like that I really was resting about it. Like okay, it's the past now. That took a while, and that's positive. Don't get me wrong.
And then it's always good that you have always a side note about stuff.
Yes,
You always
yes,
remember
yes.
the guest.
You've done
remember
it before.
everything.
everything.
I know.
That's really
Yeah, he
sharp.
has a great memory.
Number 10, it's I think,
Number 10 is a nice question to end this segment.
and we must
Okay.
say it's number 10. We didn't ask all questions
Nee.
because we as podcast hosts did a really good job. The other questions were already answered during the podcast. That's why we're at
About
question.
himself, hè? Bij
This is
himself.
unbelievable.
That's
What have you been drinking?
That's why we're at question number
What
10
is
now.
wrong with this guy?
From Sylvie. Do you cook Indonesian food at home or do you eat it often?
And what's your specialty?
Sorry?
And what's your specialty? So if you cook Indonesian food,
I don't cook it by myself. I eat it, of course.
Okay.
But what I said in the beginning, it's more about my aunties. They were cooking it always. So I cannot wait to go there as well. And yeah, Soto ayam they make.
yeah.
If they make it, then I'm really happy. Yeah.
But do you have
Most
a
of
good,
the times around Christmas.
do you have a good Indonesian restaurant in Lommel?
No, I don't even see a lot of restaurants here. So to find an Indonesian one is hard.
Oh yeah. So we still have to, but we should do it maybe after the season with the crew because you have a really good. People were saying to me that of nasi padang to eat it in Jakarta. You have a really good one in The Hague.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
they said that Mr. Erik de Heer went
he
there as
went
well.
there. Yeah. So yeah,
That's
so,
a good one.
How did he found it?
Yeah, he found it really good because
Yeah, I
Okay.
think because there's a really big Indonesian community
in
as
The
well.
Hague. Yeah.
Okay.
I would always go to when I was younger. Did you go to Pasar Malam in The Hague?
No,
I would always go
I
there.
haven't been there.
Yeah,
No.
always.
I've heard a lot of stories about it.
Yeah, I was also in The Hague always. So thank you so much. I had my first Indonesian lesson.
Yeah,
with,
I saw it.
with your teacher.
Yeah,
So
I didn't know. I just saw
yeah.
randomly on his story.
Yeah.
Have you already had Bahasa Indonesia lessons?
No, not lessons. No.
Okay.
So it's time, eh? It's
Yeah.
time.
So
100%.
just testing you. How many words can you make with slamat?
Oh my god. Selamat makan.
Yes.
Selamat pagi.
Yeah.
You
Sleeping?
said something in the beginning, about the PSSI.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, selamat.
Ulang tahun. That's
Ulang tahun.
happy birthday.
Yes, this I knew, but it was hard to came up.
What do you say
Come
to Dean James when he's sleeping in your room?
Selamat. Yeah, it's selamat tidur. Is that right?
Hey.
Yeah, of course.
Selamat tidur, Dean.
Maybe I try it. Selamat tahun baru. Is that Happy New Year? Yeah, just Google it.
Is it Happy New Year, Ganes? Yes. I didn't even know that.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I think
If
this is
Tom
really good.
brings something in, I bring also something in.
Yeah. No, yeah. The ones
There are a few already. Eh?
Selamat jalan, goodbye.
Oh yes.
Selamat sore, good afternoon. And selamat
Yeah.
siang, good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with the first.
Hey,
4 or
I
5,
think it's really good. So I think we can say we did a better job than in Jakarta with Joey, Tom.
I hope so. I think it's up to the people who watch.
But I can already. We were discussing, Joey and I, before the episode that he wants to come by in the studio one day.
Oh, that would be fun.
So then we'll do a part 3, I think, or maybe in
No
Jakarta.
problem.
Who
I
knows?
think, and I think that's one of the goals of the podcast
Yeah.
now with Joey. Also, the people cannot say they didn't get to know him better.
No, but
I think we saw
true. Yeah.
about the beginning of his career, just about how he is as a person.
Yeah.
So I think it was really good. We listened to the audience as well.
Yeah.
And of course, that's what we always said. Like,
Yeah, of
please comment what you think or what we can do because we are open to listen.
Of course. Yeah.
And we show that again.
Yeah.
And also, especially to Joey, thank you for your time again.
And he learned from the podcast with Ole
What did he learn?
not to put up a broken clock in the background. Did you see the reaction? So many people saw
Yeah,
it.
it was crazy. Yeah, but it was really funny.
Yeah.
The clock didn't move.
And then
the people see everything,
he
Yeah.
reacted so fast.
Yeah, they're really sharp. They see everything.
No, but
Yeah,
Ole
yeah.
also said, "Hey guys, when you're having fun, you forget the time."
I'm
So,
really curious what they're gonna say about this white wall.
yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much, Joey. And
You're welcome.
good luck for the next couple of weeks. Stay fit,
Thank
stay
you.
healthy, so you can be in good shape and good form when you go to Indonesia in May. And then
I will take care of that.
hopefully
Thank
we'll
you
see-
guys as well. Thanks for having me.
yeah,
because it
I'll
was a
try
pleasure.
to say fit and in shape. No, important is that Tom will be in good shape and form for the games against China and Japan in June. But thank you so much for your time again, and already
You're
looking
welcome,
forward to part 3 here in the studio. But first, the games in Indonesia and Japan. So thank you so much, Tom. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, Neil.
Yeah, you were in a good mood today.
I always in a good mood.
You guys, thank you so much for watching or listening, and we'll be back next week, and see you soon. Bye bye.